Hey lovelies, so today I'm going to be talking you guys through how I do my sorrel. It's not overly complicated, but I have had a few people ask me to do a video on exactly how I do it, so I've just decided to get it done today. Yes, traditionally it is had at Christmas time, however there is no set guidelines or rules as to when, where, who, what can have sorrel, okay? So you guys can make it any time of the year, bearing in mind though that depending on the time of year that you are making it, you might not be able to get fresh sorrel. So as I'm not doing it Christmas time, I'm going to be using the dried sorrel, and on some packaging they actually call it hibiscus, so hibiscus flower. So if you do see that and you don't see sorrel plant or whatever on the packaging that they always have, it is the same thing, guys. So it's just that it goes by the name of hibiscus flower as well. So guys, you just be mindful of that, and depending on what time of year it is, what I can get access to or whatever, I just buy whatever brand there is. They're usually just about the same quality. So I've got one at the moment that I'm using, and it's actually called Papa's Choice. So that's the brand there, and it cost me just over £2. So it's actually 200 grams in here. So I bought 2 packs, and I used 1 pack and a bit of the sorrel, well, the dried sorrel. So guys, I've got a big pot here because when I do sorrel, I do it in large quantities. I don't actually do a small pot. It will last literally a whole of 2.5 seconds in my house, and that's that. So bear in mind, if you are going to do the same quantity that I'm doing, you will need a large pot for this. Obviously you'll need to have something that you can store it in as well, and you will also need to have a massive bowl or another big pot that you can actually sweeten it in, because you're going to have to transfer it from one to the other to strain it off and all of that. So I've got in my bowl here some fresh ginger that I've cut up. Obviously I've washed it and everything before I cut it up so that I don't take out from the flavour. So I've washed it, cut it up, and I've got it in my bowl here. So I've got 280 grams. I'm just gonna put that out in the pot. And then to this, I'm going to add 10 litres of water. So I've got my measuring jug here. So I'm just gonna measure out 10 litres of water. It can be cold water or whatever water you wanna use. That's totally up to you. One more. Right, so that is all in there. So now guys, I'm just going to turn on my stove underneath my pot to a high heat. Oh, I need to align my burner, guys. The only partner on my stove. Just bear with me. Okay, so that's now on a high heat on the biggest burner. So I'm just gonna cover that down, let it come to a boil, and then I will get back to you guys. Alright love, so my water is hot enough now. So I'm just going to show you guys that, but before that guys, if you want your drink like literally fiery, you can put more ginger in there, because I know some people literally look forward to that burn that they get in their mouth for whatever reason, I don't know. I want to enjoy my sorrel, okay? So the amount of ginger that's in here is perfectly fine. If you have children, you obviously use less ginger, or what you can do is separate a bit out into a smaller pot for them, and then you put less ginger in there. Probably just put like 4 or 5 little bits of ginger in there, as opposed to what you put for the adult quantity. But if you're just doing it for adults and older children or teenagers or whatever that can withstand a little bit of burn, then this is fine. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys. So it's nice and hot in there now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off the stove, okay? So you don't want to keep it on boiling and all of that. You just literally want it to get to the temperature, and then you're going to just let it do its thing. Okay, so to this I have got here my dry sorrel. If you guys can see that. So I've got my dry sorrel there. So I'm literally just going to pour it in, and you will literally see the water start to change colour. Okay guys, so you want to pour it in whilst it's nice and hot. Okay, just going to let a few bits sink down first, and then let you guys see. So you guys probably can't see it clear enough, but there you go. Let me move it back out the way. You can see it started to change colour. It's starting to go a nice deep red. So guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and put in all of the sorrel. So I've got 300 grams of dried sorrel. So you just literally put it in, just make sure that it's all immersed into the water. You see there, starting to turn red. Yeah. So just give it a mix, and then you're gonna just cover it down and just let it do its thing. And guys, you can leave it until it cools down completely, and then once it cools down completely, that's when you'll be ready to do the next step. It won't be as red as it should be now, because it's in the process of drawing out the colour and flavour from the actual sorrel plant itself. So just cover it down, let it do its thing, and then once it's completely cooled down, then I'll come back and I'll show you guys. The colour would have changed, it would have gotten a little bit thicker, and it will be ready for you to strain off, sweeten, and then add your rum if you want to add rum. By the way guys, that's optional. You don't actually have to add rum to it. So for the children, please do not put any rum in there. Also, people that might be on medication, if your dietary requirements are that you shouldn't have any form of alcohol at all, please do not put any rum in there. You don't need it. It's just a bad habit of us to put rum in everything, literally. So that's all you need to do. Cover it down now, leave it there until it cools down, and then I'll be back to show you guys the next step. Okay loves, so it has literally been an entire 24 hours since I actually did this video. and come back to it. So I've literally left it for a whole day to just do its thing, cool down. So it's completely cooled down, it's drawn fully and everything. I'm just standing near the pot and I can smell, oh gosh, it just smells so amazing. Anyways, so I'm just going to open it and show you guys. As you can see, the water is draining off the lid, so you know I ain't opened it since it's been here. Okay, so guys, this literally is what it's looking like. Let me just zoom in for you. Can you see that beautiful stuff in the pot? Okay, so I'm just gonna get my baster and just extract some of it and show you guys the depth in color now that it's had a chance to sit. Just after I mix it up, so guys, it is smelling so good, honestly. Just gonna give it a little mix first. Oh, just smell that. My husband come in here, you hear the excitement, so I'm just gonna leave him be. So guys, I'm just showing you. It's not really the best example of it, but there you go. It is literally deep red in colour. I don't know what's going on for my lighting. Let me put on some more lights up in this. That should work. And then that's just giving you a glare. But guys, seriously, you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm literally just going to set things up to move on to the next step, and I'll show you guys. So you're going to need a lot of sugar for sorrel. Guys, if you don't like to drink a lot of sugar, this is not the drink for you, because for it to be able to taste like how it should taste, you're going to need a lot of sugar. So for this one, I'm going to be using 2 kgs of the Demerara sugar. So yeah, I'm going to need 2 kgs of that. And you're also going to need to get some rum ready if you're going to be putting rum in there. So 2 kgs of sugar, rum. You're going to need to get yourself a sieve, strainer, whatever you call it. You're going to need a spoon. You're going to need a bin bag or whatever you want to put in a small shot bag for the trash of the sorrel and the ginger. You're also going to need another either big pot or really big bowl to be able to sweeten the drink in and transfer it over, obviously, whilst you're straining it off. So guys, get this stuff ready and be back. Alright guys, so I'm set up now. I'm just going to give you a brief idea of what I'm doing. So in this pot here, you can see I've got my sorrel that I brewed overnight. You've got an empty pot here. Obviously this pot is smaller than the other one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 containers to do the sorrel, to split the sorrel in. Then I'll wash this big pot and then I'll put back the sweetened drink in there. Okay guys, so once I'm finished, all of it is going to go back into this pot, because I didn't have any bottles prepared in advance. So guys, if you are going to do this, make sure you've got bottles or you've got something that can store the drinks in. Okay, I've got my measuring jug here. I'm just going to use it to take the drink out of the pot. Guys, this does stain, so if you get it on anything, make sure it's nothing that you really love and don't want to lose, because guess what, it'll be gone. Just so you know, Sorrel has no respect for your clothes. Yeah. So guys, just as I'm doing, I'm just going to do this for the whole pot of drink. We're just going to strain it off. That's what you're doing. You can press it down. Some people do that. I don't bother doing that, because I literally, the last time I made the sorrel, was pressing, and then guess what? The whole of the trash ended up in the drink and sank right to the bottom. So I had to redo it and that was literally when I'd finished doing the drink. So don't bother with the pressing, because the strainers that we have overseas here, they don't make no sense, literally. So that's what you're doing. So I'm going to finish that up, and then I'll come back and show you guys what to do next. Okay, lovely people, so that's all done. I've strained off everything, washed out the pot. Well, my lovely husband washed out the pot for me. Thank you, darling, if you can hear me. And I've also put the juice back into this big pot so you can get it all in one. So there you go. I'm going to add my sugar. Guys, get a glass ready as well, yeah, so you can taste as you go along, or a cup, whatever you want to use, it's up to you. Right, so I'm just going to start pouring in the sugar. Guys, be generous with the sugar, it needs a lot. Like I said, you're going to need 2 kgs of sugar. Hopefully my husband won't watch this video, because he loves Sorrel, but he doesn't like sugar. Hopefully he doesn't watch it back, yeah, hopefully. So yeah, guys, all you're going to do is just mix this in, okay, until the sugar is completely dissolved. And then you're going to want to taste it and see if you want to add any more sugar to it. If not, then feel free to add your rum to it. If you're not adding rum, then after you've mixed in all your sugar, guess what? Your sorrel is good to go. So guys, I'm just going to go off mixing this sugar and then come back to you. Right, so that's all mixed in. My 2 kgs of sugar. Right, so now I'm gonna add some of this bad boy. Okay, but before I do, I'm going to take out a little bit for the children, because I feel sorry for them. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm going to take out a bit for the children, and then I'm going to add the rum to it. Guys, feel free, if you don't want to put as much sugar, put a bit at a time. Taste it, see how it works for you. That's why you've got your taster glass. Obviously, do not make your spoon that you're mixing your sorrel with touch your glass, because you mark up on it. I'll just show you how I do it. So I just tilt it, get the spoon, and then pour it in there from a high level. Alright, so that's how I do it. So guys, feel free to add or not to add your rum. I'm not going to tell you how much rum I add in there. I nearly put a whole bowl, but it's up to you if you want to add it or you don't want to add it. Okay, so I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Alright loves, so we're all done here. I'm about to have me a glass of sorrel. So guys, that's how it's done. If you want to get your sorrel on point, have it done good and proper, there you go. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on your notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.